Hi, everybody. This is Kathy L. Murphy, and I'm reporting live from the UC at the University of Texas in Tyler. I was outside interviewing Marjorie Lewis, another author of ours, and it started raining. So I've moved inside and trying to find a quiet place where we could do this. And I have one of my favorite people in the world here. Robert, we go back how far?
2006.
Gee willikers. We were
Yeah.
waltzing at the Piggly Wiggly, weren't we?
We were, and
Actually.
your daughters were in high school and junior high.
Yeah, and now Lainey, who you were dancing with on the main
Yes.
street in
Yes.
Jefferson, is, out of college, working on her master's, and has a 5-year-old son.
I
So
know he's adorable.
he is. I can't wait till you meet him. He's just really gotten big since he was last at our girlfriend weekend. So
Yes.
tell me what you've been up to before we start on your book.
Well, I did 16 novels. I did some of them with Putnam in New York and some with Kensington in New York.
Wow.
And the last series was a 4 novel cozy mystery series called the Bridge to Death mystery series. I
We
had
had
a
that,
Yeah, I had an amateur female detective in the Deep South.
right?
And then I decided after doing 16 novels about other people and other protagonists that I really wanted to do one about myself. So I did my very first auto fiction, which is a combination of fiction and autobiography, and my very first LGBTQ plus themed novel. And it's called The Majestic, Leo Marble, by my pen name, which is
RJ Lee.
RJ Lee. And this got a wonderful Kirkus review.
Yes, it
And
did.
their blurb says, a richly textured saga of a gay everyman moving from self-doubt to pride. And I guess Leo Marble, who is the protagonist, is a reimagined version of myself.
It's simply fabulous. I'm just so thrilled that this book came out, and it was so kind of you to have the stamp of approval put on the cover of the book. But starting in January, we're going to have a new stamp. We're going to have the new Kathy L. Murphy Big Book Love stamp,
There we
which,
go.
yeah, it looks great. It looks great. I'm so excited for you, and I know you've been on book tour, right? Where all have you been?
Um, the book was released August 20th. So I've done various talks at Square Books here in Oxford.
Yeah, great
Um,
store.
and then my biggest event was at the Mississippi Book Festival in Jackson,
Um,
Mississippi on September 14th. I was on a panel of consisting of 3 Madville Press writers. I was one of
oh,
3, and Madville Press is a literary press run by our great friend Kim
Kim
Davis.
Davis. Love
Yes,
Kim.
yes.
I
She
have
has
missed
an eye
her.
for it. She has an eye for the literary and poets, and I would say very current material that has bearing on our lives.
She absolutely has a great eye, and I'm thrilled to have picked some of her books. And I was thrilled to find out you were getting published by her
Yeah.
because she's one of my absolutely favorite small independent publishers. And I can't wait to share this with her because I will. So, you are going from this today to where are you headed to next?
I have a number of events coming up. I go down to Mobile, Alabama to address an LGBTQ men's organization called Prime Timers. And these are men of middle age and up who have obviously accepted their sexual orientation. And I'm going to be addressing them and going to dinner with them. I'm looking forward to that. Then I'm on a panel at the Mississippi Library Association
Oh,
convention
fantastic.
in Natchez. That panel will be called New Mississippi Literary Voices. I'll be on with 2 other Madville Press panelists again. And
Right.
then I am going to do a special 2-man panel at the Mississippi University for Women talking about gay history as is experienced through my novel and the other panelist is the visiting professor of gender studies at Ole Miss, Pip Gordon. And
Wow.
he's now teaching a YA gay literary course at Ole Miss, and he and I are going to do a two-man panel. After that, I'm going to my alma mater, Sewanee University
Yeah.
of the South, where I will be doing addressing Sewanee's LGBTQ plus organizations. I wrote this book really for today's generation of LGBTQ plus people. I did not have access to
I
those
know.
clubs or organizations when I was growing up in the
Isn't it wonderful?
we made a
And you know who you need to get your book to, who I just absolutely adore, and he started a book club? RuPaul.
you know
You heard
I
about
need
this?
yeah I need to make sure I can do that. I probably need to find out how to go about doing that. I have been very proactive in trying to get my book to GLAAD,
Yeah.
GLAAD,
Hmm.
and other organizations, working to try to get in touch with the organizations at Mississippi State University and Millsaps. And that's the way to go, because I really want to reach this generation of up and coming LGBTQ people to let them know that the world can be theirs in an authentic manner.
I love it. Well, I've been following RuPaul for a long time, and he
Me
did
too.
a
Me too.
series where he takes in this little homeless girl. I'm telling you, that was the best series. He's a wonderful actor and he's a wonderful individual. And I really like his book club. Was watching today one of his selections. So, I love to partner with other book clubs. So,
Good.
um, anyway, I just thought about that. And, another person you might connect with is David Valdez, because he's got a real community going with his teen books for, I never get the acronym right. So I'm just going to say, the acronym that starts with L. I can't ever. It's like spelling respect in Aretha Franklin song. I always spell it wrong, but
Well, David and I are friends, and we have discussed a lot of things together. I probably
yes,
need to just send him a copy of the book.
yeah, yeah, he's great, and I just adore him. And and hopefully in the future we'll get now under this new umbrella, the Kathy L. Murphy Big Book Love. Hopefully, I figured it'd take about 10 years before this COVID thing was completely
Yeah,
run its course and all of its it keeps mutating out.
I know.
I'm hoping, because the last the last girlfriend weekend was a huge success, but getting the readers there, people have gotten very comfortable to being at home and not doing social media. So, but I
Mhm.
have some good ideas on how to make that happen. And I just did a wonderful interview with Marjorie Lewis, who's a journalist and work with the Dallas Morning News about some of those things. So stay tuned. And I don't know what you're doing New Year's Day, but that's when I'm launching my new Kathy L. Murphy Big Book Love. I'm going to
Oh,
announce all my new books. So I'm telling all the authors out there today, go to my website, thepulpitqueens.com, and go to authors join here and join and send me your book, because I have had the lowest amount of books sent to me this year, but the best. It's been real easy to pick books this year because everything coming to me is like gold.
mhm, mhm.
But I need more. I want to finish out this list in October so that I'll be ready to announce it before the holidays so people can buy their books. But we'll be doing a big launch on New Year's Day. I don't know about you, but I don't do a whole lot on New Year's Day. I'm not a
No,
big football fan, and so
I
I'm
watch
going to.
football.
You do watch football? My
Yes,
dad
I
was.
do.
My dad was huge on football, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have it as a kind of come and go, and just have people jump on board. And when it's on board, I'll go back live. And when we'll just set a particular time, because I don't want everybody coming in all at once, because I want every author to be able to talk about their book, and
Yeah.
whether they're a 2025 or a 2024. But now let's talk about this book. Has this been something that's been brewing for some time, or what made you decide to now write this? It's not an autobiography. It's a crossbreed,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Of course, every writer takes his or her own experiences to some extent and
Right.
puts it in his or her work.
Right.
But in autofiction, you kind of use your own life experience, your own character, and some people that may have entered your life. You kind of reimagine them, make them better, or in some cases worse, depending on what your purpose is. You add original characters, and you have an organic work that really combines the best of what you went through and what you would like to achieve. And so
Got it.
this book, I have to say, I really am very proud of the opening. The book opens inside Leo's mother's womb. He's in there, 5 months uh, in development, and she is sitting in the cheap seats at the Majestic Theater in New York City, watching the original run of Carousel in 1946 with John Raitt.
One of my favorites. And
Well,
I love it because you have this background of your father and everything. Tell the audience about that.
my father came out of World War II as a decorated fighter pilot,
Hmm.
and New York wanted people, particularly in Pulp Fiction, who could write the stories of how we defeated the Japanese in the Pacific Theater.
Right.
And he could do that because he won the Distinguished Flying Cross. He also majored in English at Sewanee, just like I did. So he got a job immediately in New York for a publishing house called Fiction House, and they did pulp fiction, World War II stories, and detective stories. And he took that job. He was both a writer and editor. My mother was pregnant with me. They had a 2-room flat in Greenwich Village, and he got tickets now and then to Broadway plays for her. And what actually happened was, as my mother was watching this performance of Carousel, Leo Marble, their only child, quickened in the womb. And
Oh, wow.
as my mother later told me, the first time she felt me kick was in the middle of the performance of Carousel. So that is the magical realism that the Kirkus reviewer referred to. And what does that mean? And from there, Leo has a lifetime obsession with singing and acting, and Carousel keeps entering his life at various times in high school, in college, and beyond that. But Leo is in the closet. He realizes when he is 6 years old